Today I have the keys to a 2020 Range Rover Evoque R Dynamic. Huge shout out to Greenville Luxury for providing this vehicle for me today. They also have Porsche, Jaguar, and Volvo, so definitely check them out. This one here is finished off in Santorini black. It has an MSRP right around $66,000. And we're gonna start off today's review by going up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is paired to the 9-speed transmission, along with the mild hybrid electric powertrain that provides 48 volts. This engine produces 296 horsepower, around 5,500 RPM, and 295 pound-feet of torque as low as 1,900 RPM. It's all-wheel drive, weighs in around 4,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 6-second range with a top speed of 150 miles an hour. This has a fuel capacity of 17.7 gallons, and you can expect to see around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 26 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 105.6 inches. Its overall length is 172.1. It has a height of 64.9 and ground clearance is at 8.4 inches. With all those specifications out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walk around on the Evoque. We're gonna start up front here with the LED headlights, the LED daytime running lights, and the turn signals. The turn signals are my favorite part. They pretty much line the outer side of the housing, just as you can see the DRLs do. So when the turn signals are on, of course the DRL will disappear, but I think it's just a very nice pattern running throughout the headlight. You'll see just underneath those there are air inlets to provide more cooling to the engine. And then as we make our way to the grille, really cool pattern that runs throughout that as well. Range Rover badge is blacked out on the hood there. There's another opening in the center of the bumper, along with all of the mesh in the lower section of the bumper. This has a forward-facing camera with all the parking sensors, so it's perfect for maneuvering this car in tighter situations. The lower section of the bumper has also been blacked out just to tie everything in. And then as we make our way up to the hood, you'll see very nice lines on both sides, along with some trim pieces just to give it a cool accent. So overall, I think the front end has a nice clean design. But as we make our way to the side profile, this has blacked out wheels. They measure 20 inches. They have an intricate 5-spoke design pattern running throughout them, and the black on black just makes it look very cool. The power folding side mirrors feature the integrated turn signal along with a camera underneath each one as part of the 3D camera system, which I'll show later in this video. And as you can tell, everything else has been blacked out. We have black roof, black around the windows, black door handles, which I'll get to soon because those are really nice. And then there's great contoured lines that run throughout the side of the vehicle. I like the one that goes just underneath the door handle. It extends from the headlight. There's nice arches in the fenders there, and then all the way back to the taillight. So it has a really nice design. And then making our way to the rear end of the vehicle, we have the body colored spoiler with the integrated third brake light. This has a power liftgate with a backup camera and all the parking sensors. This has LED taillights that have a really nice pattern running throughout them. And then this has a towing capacity up to 4,000 pounds. Now it's time to hop inside and take a look at the interior. Before we do that, I want to go over these door handles. It's very cool how you can see they are flush with the rest of the body panels, and the power folding side mirrors are currently folded in. If I just push this button right here, everything will pop out, the mirrors will retract, and then we have a nice grab handle to take a look at the interior. You'll see this is a really nice touch against the exterior black. We have leather on the armrest along with stitching. There's brushed aluminum just above that and some piano black trim pieces running throughout it. This has a 14-speaker audio sound system, a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. You can see the memory seating adjustments along with the power folding side mirror and window controls, and then of course the grab handle just underneath that. If we look at the door sill, you'll see R Dynamic spelled out. And then looking at these two-tone seats, they have a very nice design to them. You can see the black stitching, the nice pattern running on the inserts. They are heated and ventilated, and you have all of the adjustments for them down on the side. Looking at the steering wheel now, it's completely covered in solid leather on the exterior and perforated leather running on the inside, separated by a nice chrome trim piece. I really like the design of it. You can see more of that is on the lower section, and then we have very nice hidden buttons. So when we go ahead and turn on the vehicle, you will see on the right side is all of the cruise control settings along with your lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise, and the heated steering wheel. On the left side, you have your Bluetooth and voice commands, and then this dial pad right here controls the gauge cluster. You can see on the left side is the speedometer and fuel gauge. tach and engine temperature are on the right side. If I go into the menu right now, we can look at the vehicle settings, so you can adjust your exterior lighting and other features. We can scroll over to vehicle information, look at your TPMS and some other vital information. You have media, your driver assistance, so you can control your lane keeping, your steering assist, your collision avoidance, and a few other settings. You have your trip information along with your display, so you can configure everything there. We have the heads-up display, and then back to vehicle settings. So it's very easy to go through. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have the electronic parking brake along with the power liftgate control. You can see more of that leather surrounding the steering wheel, gives it a very nice look. We have the heads-up display there, and then right in the center is the 10-inch screen. This is also a touchscreen system, and you can see we're on the home screen right now. So you have navigation, media, and phone. We can look at camera, your Apple CarPlay, Eco Data, contacts. You can scroll over and see your Bluetooth and ambient lighting. And then all the way to the left is a customizable page. So you can place any icons there that you use the most. On the bottom left, we have some smart settings that you can set up. We can go to the home screen where we just were. If you click on the next dial, that will bring up some settings for your screen angle, which you can adjust just by clicking on plus or minus. Hopefully you can see that rotate, which is very nice. On a hot sunny day like this, you can angle it up to avoid any glare, which is nice to see. We can go to the navigation and see that on the full screen. You have your phone along with your music and Bluetooth. We have a shortcut to the camera system, so you can see the top-down view right now. If I click on the top left, you can actually see what's underneath the vehicle, which is very cool to see. You have the placement of the wheels along with turning the wheels too, so you can see exactly where they are. We can go back to the 3D camera system. If we just click on camera, we can go to a specific camera. So that's the front camera. We have two different angles for the front camera, so a split angle. You can go to the rear split angle, and then we have a straight on view from the back. So it's very nice to be able to go through all of that information. And then on the far right side, you can turn on and off the parking sensors along with the parallel park assist. Moving to the second screen down below, we can go into the climate controls, and you can adjust everything from the temperature to where you'd like the airflow just by clicking on these diagrams here. We can go into the seats and control the heated and cooled functions. If we go to vehicle, you can see the different driving modes from eco to comfort. There's grass, gravel, and snow. We have mud, ruts, and sand, so that's very easy to go through. You have some diagrams off into the other side about some off-road settings, which is nice to see. And then on the top right, we have more settings that you can go into. If we look at the dials on each side, you can adjust the temperature for driver and passenger. And then just by clicking on this dial, we can adjust the heated and cooled seats just by doing that. So that is very cool that you have the option to do that for both driver and passenger. There's a volume and on-off button for the radio, along with some other recirc buttons. We have traction control and the downhill assist control. And then looking at the leather wrap shifter, if I pull the release on the front, I can go all the way up into reverse. You'll see the backup camera up here as we just went over. You can go all the way back into drive and then pop it over into sport mode. That allows you to use the paddle shifters, which have a very nice design to them, and then we can easily go into park. Just behind that, you'll see a small tray here, perfect for a phone, and you can remove the top here to expose two cup holders, so that's nice to see. And then looking at the center armrest here, it has a split style design to it. There's a 12 volt down there along with a good amount of space, and you can open and close those individually as you just saw. As we take a look at the glove box, you have a lot of space for all the items that have to go there, and you can see more of the leather continues on the dash, just giving it a really nice look. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats. And then up top, this does feature a full panoramic sunroof, so we can go ahead and open that up, and you'll see all of those controls are up in the center here, along with a sunglass holder on the back. Now in the back seats of the Evoque, let's talk about how much space I have in the back. I am 5'10". I have the front seat set at my height. I have a couple inches in front of my knees and actually a good amount of headroom above my head with the sunshade open. So you definitely have plenty of room. I love the two-tone style that carries onto the back seats here. Right in the center, we can pull down this armrest, which reveals two cup holders, and it gives you a very comfortable position. I could easily be back here for a good amount of time. These are heated seats, and we have the adjustments for the temperature as well, along with a 12 volt and 2 air vents. And then there's some cubby spots behind both front seats if you need a little bit more storage. So honestly, there's a lot of room. You can even fold down the middle seat here, giving you plenty of room to put in larger items. You can also put these seats in a 60-40 split, so if I grab this handle to the right side of the headrest, we can easily fold this seat down, and that gives you plenty of room into the back area. And now to finish up in the rear, we'll go ahead and take a look at the storage space. I'm going to use the button on the key fob to automatically open up the power liftgate. and you have a good amount of room in here. There's a 12 volt on the left side along with a strap to help secure items. There's also a hook here, so if you want to put groceries, you have one on each side so nothing slides around. And then you can fold these seats flat, giving you a lot more room into the back. You have this removable cover if you'd like to take that off, and then the spare tires up underneath. So definitely plenty of room, and as I mentioned, this is the power liftgate, so I can just push on this button and it will automatically close. So getting the Range Rover Evoque out on the road now. This is one of these smaller SUVs from Range Rover, but I like it. It's nice and compact, but it has a lot to offer. There's plenty of space. Brakes do a great job coming to a stop here, but it has a lot of room. You can fold down the back seats and put anything through that you'd like and have enough room for 5 people. So that is very nice. Getting on it just a little bit here, I'm very surprised. That was just in normal automatic mode, getting up to the speed limit just like that. For a 2-liter 4-cylinder, it definitely packs a punch. That was very impressive. Let's go ahead and do that again. I'm just slowing down in normal automatic mode. Give it a little bit of gas here. It gets up. There's hardly any lag. Wow, and you don't even have to step on it for it to get up to the speed limit. So that's very impressive. And while we're on this road here, let's talk about what it's like to drive. It's been very comfortable the few miles I've put on it so far, so I don't have any complaints with that. This is a pretty bumpy road, so I'll be easily able to tell how it rides. Bumps like that, I mean, it's absorbing them well, and it's a very comfortable ride. I could see this being a great daily driver. It has a lot of premium feeling materials inside. All of the leather on the steering wheel, you have brushed aluminum, piano black everywhere. It's just a very upscale interior, and I like the fact that it has the two-tone theme going on. Having a little bit of the white interior on the inside just gives it a really nice touch. Coming around these turns at normal speed, it's handling them well. I'm very surprised. And so coming up to a sharp right turn here, we're on the brakes, just coming around it at normal speed. I mean, it handles it well for daily driving like that, and plenty of power. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the manual mode here. We'll give it a little bit of gas. You can see the gear selection on the heads-up display, so that is nice, along with a tach, so you don't have to look down at the gauge cluster here, and you can see exactly what gear you're in. Very smooth in the power delivery. That's impressive. Let's move on to the overall visibility. It's very nice to see all around. The glass is very large. Even looking over my right shoulder there, you can fold those back headrests down if you need just a little bit more visibility, but the pillars are not really all that bulky, so you can easily see around. I like this square-shaped design too that the glass has. It just gives it a unique look from the inside, especially looking my 360-degree view here. I really like these two screens. They're laid out well and really easy to go through. We're all the way up into 8th gear right now, and it's very quiet on the inside. There's no road noise or wind noise or anything like that. It's a very comfortable car. Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk-around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2020 Range Rover Evoque R Dynamic. Once again, huge shout out to Greenville Luxury for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video.